Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into a story that has sent shockwaves through the political sphere. The claim that former President Barack Obama has been arrested on orders from former President Donald Trump, and the recent revelations by Tulsi Gabbard regarding charges related to this purported arrest. As always, we want to proceed carefully, fact-checking claims, examining sources, and understanding how political narratives spread. So, let's unpack this step by step and see where the evidence leads us. To begin with, the allegation is dramatic that Barack Obama has been taken into custody under the direction of Donald Trump, and that Tulsi Gabbard has unveiled official charges tied to this arrest. If such a claim were true, its implications would be monumental, legal, constitutional, and deeply destabilizing to American democracy. But extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. What do we actually know? Where does this story come from? And what does credible journalism or legal authorities say? We start by tracing the origin of this claim. In recent days, social media posts, commentary videos, and certain political figures have circulated a narrative. Trump, having regained authority or power in some form, has ordered the arrest of Barack Obama, and Gabbard has publicly disclosed the indictment or charges. Some accounts offer little beyond the headline, others attempt to present documents or links. But when one digs into the references, the trail goes cold. We find no credible source, no mainstream news organization, no verified court filing, no press release from the Department of Justice confirming such a dramatic arrest or legal action. In fact, most rigorous fact-checking outlets report that this claim is false or baseless. One must always keep in mind that in today's information environment, rumors and politically charged narratives can spread much faster than verification. This particular story seems to have the qualities of a political hoax. It plays on existing tensions, distrust in institutions, and a kind of what-if sensationalism. It ups the stakes by invoking figures like Obama and Trump, heroes to some, villains to others, making it a perfect catalyst for viral circulation, especially among politically active audiences. So, what about Tulsi Gabbard's role in this narrative? The claim is that she has unveiled charges. We look for public statements she's made, speeches, press releases, interviews. Perhaps she announced some legal document, some indictment, or said she obtained secret proof. But again, the publicly available record shows nothing credible. While Gabbard has been vocal about many issues, foreign policy, civil liberties, concerns about governmental overreach, there is no substantiated evidence that she has released formal charges against Barack Obama, or that she's participated in any legal process of that nature. Nor is there any sign that she would have the authority to do so. Her role in this story appears to be that of amplifier rather than originator, someone who echoes or promotes the viral rumor. At this point, many viewers might ask, could there be a hidden or shadow process? Could the information simply not be reaching mainstream media? It's worth examining how the American legal system works. In the event that someone, even a former president, is charged, there would need to be a duly authorized investigation, a grand jury or equivalent, formal indictment, courtroom filings, and ultimately public hearings. The Department of Justice, federal courts, and the media would almost certainly document major steps. Even sealed indictments tend to become known, especially for high-profile figures. The absence of any real documentation, no docket numbers, no reputable legal analysts citing filings, no commentary from department officials suggests strongly that the claim is not rooted in reality. Additionally, major news outlets, the New York Times, Washington Post, Reuters, AP, CNN, and others all follow procedures and sources rigorously. If a former president had been arrested under such circumstances, It would dominate front pages, be broadcast and confirmed by multiple sources. The silence or denials from those quarters are telling. Another point to consider is that such false claims are sometimes seeded strategically. They might originate in fringe websites, partisan blogs, social media posts with zero fact-checking, or even satirical sites that are misinterpreted. From there, the story can be exaggerated, altered, and spread widely. The politics of shock and outrage incentivize amplification. It's also possible that the claim is a deliberate disinformation campaign meant to sow confusion, distrust, and division by blurring the line between reality and rumor. We should also examine whether any aspect of the story has a kernel of truth. Sometimes rumors begin with misinterpreted facts. For example, one or more politicians might have called for investigations or made speculative remarks about arresting public officials, but those statements do not amount to formal legal actions. A misquote, a joke taken seriously, or a rumor about a sealed indictment might morph into a grandiose claim. Some social media posts might even mix satire or hypothetical language, if X were to happen, with factual, sounding terms, secret indictment, to trick readers. But that doesn't transform fiction into fact. Given all this, the most responsible conclusion is that this claim Obama arrested on Trump's orders, Tulsi unveiling charges, is not credible. It lacks verifiable documentation, credible sources, and legal foundation. It appears to be a political hoax or disinformation spread for impact rather than truth. But it's valuable to dissect it carefully, to understand how such narratives gain traction, and to explore what motivated its spread. Let's also reflect on why such a claim gains oxygen. First, both Barack Obama and Donald Trump are deeply polarizing figures. They inspire devotion, anger, and suspicion. In highly polarized times, people are more likely to believe outrageous claims if they align with their biases. If you distrust institutions or believe the justice system is partisan, a story of a political arrest might resonate. If you view Obama as a villain and Trump as a hero or avenger, you might be more ready to accept the claim uncritically. And when Tulsi Gabbard, a former politician known for challenging establishment views, is presented as a whistleblower, that narrative also makes sense to a certain audience. Second, the design of social media is such that sensational headlines, shocking allegations, and controversy get more shares and engagement than sober, careful analysis. Algorithms reward outrage and amplification. If you see a video titled "Obama in Jail, Shocking Arrest in America on Trump Orders, Tulsi Unveils Charges," you might click immediately, share quickly, and spark discussion before confirming whether it's true. That's exactly how misinformation spreads. Third, the claim serves a political function. It distracts, inflames, and anchors attention to a narrative of vengeance, power, and intrigue. It can be used by certain actors to claim that the justice system is weaponized or that political opponents are lawless. It can also muddy the waters when real news is happening. A viewer distracted by this sensational but false claim might miss genuine legal developments, scandals, or policies. Now, what are the lessons we can take from this exercise? First, always check for authoritative sources. If a claim involves a major legal event, check official government or court documents, trusted media outlets, and recognized legal analysts. Be especially cautious when claims are extraordinary and lack evidence. Second, be aware of how narrative framing works. A claim that fits neatly into an audience's existing beliefs or suspicions is more likely to be accepted uncritically. Recognize cognitive bias and emotional triggers. If you see an extraordinary claim, Pause, ask for sources, look up verifications before sharing. Third, cultivate media literacy. Understand basic journalistic standards, what constitutes a reliable source, how court filings are documented, how public records work, how press organizations verify claims. Recognize that not every piece of content that looks serious actually is. The presence of documentation, a docket number, a video of a courtroom, statements from multiple independent officials is crucial. Lastly, maintain healthy skepticism. In a polarizing age, it's essential to approach sensational claims with critical thinking. That doesn't mean rejecting everything, but insisting on standards of evidence. Before we conclude, let me imagine how someone promoting this claim might respond. But maybe they arrested him secretly, in a classified way, or used extraordinary measures to hide it. Yes, that is always a possible counter-claim, yet we must ask, how probable is that for an event of this scale? Hidden arrests, sealed cases, clandestine operations, these are typically reserved for very narrow scenarios, not a former president. Even in extreme cases, leaks or whistleblowers tend to surface. The more secretive a claim is, the more burden it bears. When there's zero concrete indication, it's more reasonable to regard it as false unless and until evidence emerges. And when evidence does emerge, it should be verifiable, documented, and scrutinized. So, in summary, the narrative that Barack Obama has been arrested on Trump's orders, with Tulsi Gabbard unveiling official charges, is unsupported by credible evidence. It appears to be a misinformation campaign or political rumor. No verified court documents, trusted media reports, or official statements confirm anything like it. We should view it skeptically, demand solid proof, and avoid sharing it without verification. Thank you for following this deep dive with me. If you like this approach, breaking down claims, checking sources, analyzing motives, do let me know. If any new evidence surfaces, we'll revisit and update. Let me know your thoughts. Did you see this claim somewhere? What sources claimed it? And what do you think of the role of misinformation in today's political climate? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.